The Highwire Podcast. What is up?
Hey, what's going on? Cameron Jones here, Highwire, here with Mark Nussle. I have a Highwire exclusive. Now, Mark, you've probably heard me for years. We've been talking.
Sure.
We've been friends for years.
Yeah.
That I've never ordered a Reuben sandwich in a restaurant. Tonight, I did it. I ordered a Reuben.
Whoa.
Yeah. Here's the downside. I ordered delivery, and it came with like the underside of the bread just completely disintegrated, soaked through from like Thousand Island.
That's what you worry about when you order a
Yeah,
delivery Reuben,
yeah.
specifically.
Well, that's the problem. I should have done it in an in-restaurant. It didn't seem like the bread was toasted, so it seemed just real absorbent-y.
Was it
But
it was a rye bread?
yeah. It wasn't rye bread. I did get it traditionally delivered to me,
Sure.
but I should have done it in-house. So unfortunately, because of this mistake, though, I'm not sure if I'll ever do it again.
Ah, that's tough because I mean a Reuben is something you see on the menu, right? You're always weigh your
I'll never
options, right?
order.
Reuben.
Do you have to shoot you straight? I'm so boring, but I almost always order a burger at places that are new. Just be like, unless it's like, just like a different culture and it's not just like Americana kind of stuff. But like, I'll just do a burger
Yeah.
because it's pretty hard to mess that up.
You can't. It's hard to mess that up. If you're at like a pub, kind of like sports bar place, yeah, you're getting the burger every time, or like wings. You're not
Wings,
You're
I
not
have to
getting a
order.
Reuben.
I go to a place to get wings when I already know, like, oh, this place does good wings. I already know that. That's what I do for that.
Sure.
I mean, I don't just try wings because sometimes do you like a crispy wing or like you find a little softer chew?
It needs to be crispy.
I need a good crunch
It
too. So that's the
needs to be
problem.
crispy.
Sometimes you go to a place and it just has like a big old turkey leg of a chicken wing and it's just soft and it's too much and it seems gross.
Sometimes there's like the batter going on. Some people use batter instead of like just like frying it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just preference there, I guess.
I've been doing a lot of chicken recently. I've been doing Harold's, I've been doing Cane's, I've been doing Sharks. Nothing but chicken for me this week, really. And I feel gross. I don't feel good.
That's fair. Reubens to chicken. I mean, chicken to Reuben. That's
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of subs too in between, I guess. Kind of a lot of different just subs. Getting the port from Port Submarine. Shout out to them. I'm not sure that's actually what it's called. I think that's actually wrong.
you're off the Subway kick, huh?
No, I had it yesterday, actually, or 2 days ago.
Oh
I've had
my
it
god!
actually.
Come on.
There's a Subway pretty close. I guess I've just been eating a lot, kind of. I don't know.
Right.
I eat out a lot, that's for sure. Well, I had some breaking news, Mark. What's been going on in your world? Anything new to?
I cut like 12 inches off my hair. I think.
Oh yeah,
So
that's pretty big news.
That's something.
Yeah, I've seen you since then, but so it's not news to me. But yeah, this is probably the first time the public will have seen you with short hair. Take
Yeah,
take
man.
your headphones off for a second. Give us a turnabout.
I
Let us see
can't
what
hear
you're.
you, but I mean it's kind of
Oh.
Sean Hunter vibes here.
Yeah, it's very '90s feel. Very '90s feel. I was saying, Mark. I dig it.
I'm 10 pounds lighter.
Yeah, really. You had quite. Your hair was pretty long too. You've been growing it out.
Yeah, it was time. It was time.
Yeah, digging the new look. All right. Do you want to break into some would you rather's?
Sure.
Okay. Would you rather? Now, stop me if I said these last week because I don't think I've actually perused
We need to start keeping track of that.
to see if I've cleaned through. So, does this sound familiar to you, Mark?
Okay.
Would you rather lose the ability to lie or believe everything you're told?
Ooh. Lose the ability to lie. Does that mean I always have to tell the truth, or I just don't speak at all?
Uh, you just lose that. You can't liar. You're physically incapable of
The
doing.
joke was I always tell lies.
Wait, I'm so confused now.
Um. Mm.
I think I
Yeah. What's
lose.
your
Well,
choice?
here's the thing. I wouldn't say gullible, but I'm a sucker for just like infomercially, like, oh, this ab shock will make you lose 10 pounds. Like anything stupid that seems too good to be true. I do tend to buy those things. So, like, I feel like I'm 50% on the way there anyway. I mean, maybe it'd be pretty nice to be able to say some just, little
You're
white
basically
lies.
just
Hey,
a golden retriever at that point, right? You just believe everything's yeah, okay. Like
see,
I'm
that's
just
the
living
problem.
life.
I think that's going to get me into more trouble than, oh, well, I don't know, the main just not being able to say little
Or
white
are you
lies.
just someone
I
who
think in
watches
the end, I need.
Fox News?
Mm,
Speaking of
that's
just
true.
like believing everything you're told, or like just like buying. What was your point about buying something?
Oh, I just buy a lot of
Oh,
crazy things, and since the move, I've just been buying so
that
much
reminded
stuff
me.
on Amazon. It's
Sky
crazy.
Mall.
Okay, have you ever bought anything off
No,
Sky
but I
Mall?
want to get on. Just have you bought everything Sky?
You want to
I think
start?
so. There's
No,
some
but I've
crazy shit on Sky
definitely,
Mall.
definitely perused through a Sky Mall, been like, oh, that's cool, and then found it cheaper, a version of that on Amazon. Essentially, I've never purchased something through Sky Mall.
There's absolutely no way that you've found a cheaper glow in the dark toilet bowl light
Bet I can. I totally probably
on
believe
Amazon. No, there's no way. There's no way you found a doggy chaise
it.
lounge cheaper on Amazon.
Oh, oh, they exist, Mark. Yeah, no, I never have. Why have you? You have not. You said
I
right?
guess I just like to think that the only place you can purchase off of that magazine is 30,000 feet in the air.
Is there's they would never survive. There's got to be a skymall.com where I can just still order things. In fact, I'm like
Then what are we
90%
doing, Sky Mall? Why are
sure.
we calling ourselves Sky Mall?
Well, because you can with Mark the novel, you can shop in the air.
One of my favorite literature to like browse through.
The Sky
Up in
Mall.
the skies, yeah. Love Sky Mall.
What do you
I love
what
Sky
do you
Mall.
what's your go-to on the plane? What are you usually doing? Are you a window guy? Are you a book? Are you just music? What's your go-to?
I'm definitely a window guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see where I'm going.
Yeah, I never get sick of just get. I mean, I know some people make fun of like, oh, you just how the clouds doing. Like, yeah, but it's how you don't see that
Is
often.
that a joke?
Fuck it.
People say that? Fuck them.
Some people, a lot of people that fly off and are like, oh, how's the top of the clouds looking? You can't see anything, buddy. I'm like,
I've never
yeah,
seen
well,
this. This is fucking
yeah,
crazy.
I don't see that often, so it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty
Pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah.
Long flight, like if it's international, which isn't often, but I'm a movie guy. I'm gonna fit in as many as I can. Um, I always bring a book on vacation, and I never get to it. I'll listen to an audiobook before I'll actually like read something off my Kindle, unfortunately.
Isn't that
And I
such
haven't
a
had a
guilty
physical
pleasure?
book forever.
Just like popping in. Yeah, I'm gonna pop in a book here. Like I have time. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read at least
You
half of
know,
that.
funny enough though, like
Nothing.
I just charged my Kindle for the first time in like 2 years, so like I do have the capability of reading books again, but I'm just not sure if I'm gonna. Here's the problem. I work a job that I have just like 10 hours a day to fill of just like listening to podcasts and stuff while I do just like data entry stuff essentially and auditing. So I just listen to a lot of books. And I've gotten very accustomed to
I
it.
feel like in your job that would be tough. Like all of a sudden I'm listening to like a Harry Potter book, right? And I have to type in like information. All of a sudden I'm typing in like Horcrux instead of like
See,
an address to somebody's house.
if I have to pause it, if any like a podcast or a book or anything like serious, if I have to type an email or actually type sentences,
Right.
but 90% of the time it's like match that number, type it here, and that I can just like you can do that pretty simple. But if I have to like type a sentence, I have to stop or I'll just start putting in
It's
gibberish.
like when you're trying to like parallel park and the music has to be at least turned down a little bit. Just like, all right, I gotta focus here. What?
Oh, I felt like an idiot today. I didn't just proofread an email to one of my bosses, and it just had so many mistakes. And like, I, I don't want to get into it. God, I should have checked the email.
Did you do it off your phone? Because that's where it's tough. Like the spell
No, no,
correct.
still work. It's just I had my head down and just blah, 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 and just hit send and didn't even think about it. I'm like, oh wow, that one just like it was a mess. It was a total mess.
Ah,
All right, let's see what else we got here. Would you rather lose all the money you've earned this year or lose all the memories you've gained this year? I think we've done this one recently, but not maybe on the last podcast. I would rather lose.
it's early in the year
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's what I'll say. If we're just
ish.
going like if we're going like a year to date, a year from like this time last year, it was all pretty much COVID and side stuff. So I'd rather lose all those memories. I can get caught up on all the shows I watched, but otherwise, not a lot happened. But I did work and not spend a lot of money indoors. So
You're
I
gonna
mean,
have to watch a lot of The Bachelorette again, Cameron.
that's good. Oh no. Oh darn, Mark. I mean, really, I'm gonna miss out on Tiger King, some murder docs. What else
A
happened
lot of
this
Zoom
year?
calls, Cameron. A lot of Zoom calls.
TikTok took over. I'll figure that out, though. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I'll lose all those memories. What about you?
Um, actually, yeah. Initial thought, I was like, yeah, lose the memories. That's fine. But I
Is
also
there any huge piece of information you gained this year? I didn't really learn a skill or anything. I'm learning Spanish, but it's not good enough for me to
that
not start
that's such an
over.
intriguing one, right? Like what did you actually learn this year? Like you learned that
Not a
people
lot.
have exotic
This
animals
might have
like tick.
this was the most repetitious year of our lives. So I mean, like, not a lot happened. We didn't go anywhere. I mean, for the band, we shot some music videos. That was pretty cool. We'd lose the memories of
I
those.
would have not learned that McDonald's does delivery, probably.
Oh my God. They did like really, it's probably for the best. I didn't know that like Burger King, Taco Bell, and McDonald's, Wendy's all within the vicinity of the apartment could get there in 30
Right.
minutes for like no extra charge essentially. Oh, that was dangerous this year, man. Would you say you probably, I mean, I know you did. I lived with you. I mean, I ordered McDonald's the most throughout COVID, which is sad. I should have helped some struggling restaurants, but I just fed that hungry corporation and got those two little cheeseburger meals, a billion of those.
Yep, exactly. I mean, those kept us by.
Chicken on the side. Sometimes you get fancy, throw on an apple pie. Why
I
not?
heard, I heard this, or maybe I like read it on Twitter that the most uneaten item from McDonald's that you get is like a McChicken. You order what you want, right? You order your meal, and then you're like, maybe a McChicken, and
Because you got to keep it
that
fresh. You don't
just
want just burger, burger, burger. You know, you need something a little fresh in there.
right.
Do you do what I do? I go burger, McChicken, burger, just to get that differentiator in there.
Sure, you gotta have some white meat
I mean,
or whatever that is. Who knows?
you know, whatever that paste mold is.
Speaking of, I don't want to get off your would you rather's right now, but
No, no, no.
speaking of big company,
Right.
Jeff Bezos, Amazon, going to space
He's getting in the space race. I did hear that. I mean, why not? Sure. I mean,
with his brother. Like 2 weeks after he resigns, he's just going up to space.
he is personally going to space, or he's getting into the space race and making like a space
He
company.
is going into orbit.
Okay, well, sure. Is he going through like SpaceX or NASA, or is he personally
I
just been like,
think.
I'm building a rocket,
Hold on,
I'm taking that
hold
rocket to
on
the
here,
moon.
hold on. I have it, but I think it's just him on his new like pod that he's got. He's like, which scares me. Maybe the richest man in the world, just like I'm getting off this place. What's he gonna do? Does he know something we don't know?
Become world leader of whatever planet he lands on and take over. You know, the usual. We've seen movies. We know where this all goes. He's just Lex Luthering right now. Is essentially what's happening. If he's going through like SpaceX or something, then that's normal. If he's like build, does he have a timeline of when he wants to do this too? Because
No,
I
no.
don't know this.
He is. The flight is scheduled for July 15th. Sorry,
Okay,
July 20th. 15
so that
days.
makes me think he's going through another company. Then he isn't like this isn't an Amazon rocket, right? Because I haven't heard of any testing.
Jeff Bezos will be flying to space on the first crewed flight of the New Shepard, the rocket ship made by his space company, Blue Origin.
Yep, never heard of it. Cool. Well, you know what? Great.
You know
Yeah, I
that
mean space.
you know that rocket guy
I can
like
go someday.
10 years ago who's like I'm just going to get to maybe it wasn't that long ago, like 8 years ago.
Oh, you mean the guy that died like a year ago, who was like a flat earther, and he was trying to get into orbit, and he was building his own
Jeff
rockets? Yeah, killed
Bezos
him.
is that same guy but just has
That guy.
just unlimited money is all I'm saying.
I was well. He had the
Little
same
cuckoo,
dream. That's the difference between like Batman, Bruce Wayne, and like
a homeless guy on the street.
me, or like whatever Night Vision or whatever that dude is in Oakland or wherever, who's like that real life superhero.
Hancock.
So yeah, it turns out you need a lot of money or superpowers for that to be cool. And same thing for there. Jeff Bezos has the money. Um, I mean, I don't keep too much up in like current events or anything, but I mean, we're always hearing about SpaceX launches, but I haven't heard of any launches from Amazon.
Blue Origin.
Have you?
No, I haven't.
That name's like vaguely familiar, but not really.
No, never heard of it before. I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, like
Huh.
I've never heard of that.
Seems like he shouldn't go on the maiden voyage, but that's also because I did just watch that Challenger documentary finally, like I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Sad. It was sad. Okay,
Yeah,
not what I thought it was
yeah,
gonna
that'd
be.
be sad.
I put it off. You watching anything good recently?
Um, I've just gotten a lot of recommendations. I've been bad about.
You always. I
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about the Bo Burnham one.
was about to say, do yourself a favor, check out the Bo Burnham one. I watched it with my family when my parents were in town. Everyone got a good chuckle out of it. couple of the songs are stuck in my head. There's some snappy
The
ones.
white what is it?
Uh,
The white lady's Instagram,
My
white
Woman's
woman's Instagram.
Instagram,
I heard
yeah.
that was a big one.
I didn't like that melody as much in the moment, but now I've just heard it so much that it's in my head. Speaking of which, I can't get "Good for You" by Olivia Rodrigo out of my head because we did a cover of that like the other
Hmm.
night, and my girlfriend's mad at me. Anyone who's around me is mad at me because I've just been singing that a lot, just a
You're
bunch.
just like humming as you get your like double cheeseburger.
And singing,
Good for
whistling, just
you.
all, yeah. I mean, you know how I am when I get a song stuck in my head. I repeat it over and over and over until it is dead. I play it until I'm sick
It's
of
a
it.
good 10 days that we have with the song, and song or day like 9 or 10. It's like, ooh, I'm never
I can
listening to
imagine.
this one again.
Yeah, that's the point though. Then it's out of my system and I'm clean. I'm
I
clean.
love the
I'm
way
good.
you consume music like that. It's just in and out. You
I
gotta
mean,
shit it right out.
I mean that, but some of those, but then they get clumped into like if it's like if it's a chill, if it's energetic, if it's like one of those kind of songs that's on repeat, then it gets in one of those playlists. So it comes whenever I'm in that mood, it pops up again. But just you got to get out of your system at the time. Yeah, in the moment, you got to get it
Sure.
out. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life? I also feel like we've done this one before, but not possibly on the last episode.
So
So
I've seen Clock Stoppers and I've seen Click. I've also seen
right,
Inception
seems
and
like
I've seen About Time.
okay. Well, some of those it seems like the lesson is live your life in the
Right,
moment.
right.
Okay, so seems like that doesn't work for either of
Whatever you
those.
pick, you're gonna Ebenezer Scrooge yourself and learn your lesson.
You know what? Well, here's a lesson for you. Easy answer. It's rewind because then you can fix the things you messed up. If you just pause it, then you're like, oh shit, I really messed that up. Play.
Or
But like if I can go back, I can fix that mistake. That's a significantly better
or are you
perk.
rippling effect, throughout the rest of eternity? And do you only get to rewind once? Like, where are we at? We have the remote control. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Let me reread this quick. I think it's in infinity. I think I'm gonna say it's a blink of the eyes kind of thing. Like, well, rewind, fast forward,
No,
play.
I don't
Don't
think. Let's
don't
say let's say you
double or
can only
stop.
rewind and you can just live those increments. You can live a day and then like shit, let's go back to 1960. But then you still age that amount of time. No, let's say you do.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say you have to age because there has to be something negative here. But here's what I'll say: you can only go back in time 5 minutes. It's just a 5 minute thing, and you can't go back in time 5 minutes. Then be like, okay, another 5 minutes. When you get there, you just got to redo it. So it's
Ah,
only like it's a quick mistake.
it's like it
Because
just
if you're just a pause, like that doesn't
no.
get you
I
farther than
actually
like
I get what
reflection.
you're saying. Like 5 minutes ago, I actually wouldn't have ordered that Reuben off of a Grubhub.
Okay, okay. Here's what I'll say: you get to go 2 hours back, just 2 hours. You can never go more than two
See, that
hours.
gives you the
But
sorry. That,
but you can pause. You can pause for an unlimited amount of time, or you don't age. So you can go in there with like I don't know, portable like movie player kind of
That's
thing, and just
cheat.
chill
I
in
mean,
there,
that's
relax for a
cheating.
second.
You got to have the
Well,
age stipulation in there.
two hours back is like well, rewind's pretty big. You can fix a lot of mistakes, and 2 hours is big enough. Here's what I'll say though. I'm going to give a little flexibility to make it bigger too. So you can go up to 2 hours back, but if you only need like 5 minutes, I don't want to replay a full 2 hours necessarily. So that one is real time aging. So like I mean, you don't want to use it a bunch because like you're going to knock time off, but if you mess up, you can go back and fix a decent amount and get your life on straight. We'll probably die around 50. Other one, unlimited pause. I don't know. I'll go read like 20 books and then just come back. And
And that is where you literally you can just pause time. Nothing else happens in the world, right? Like,
yep, you're not going to age either.
and
That's part
nobody
of
else
that
is
perk.
either.
That's just free time. Nope, just free
But
time.
what can I do? Can I go like titty twist you right now, or like?
I'll say anything you're holding can come with you into like your speed. I'll say that much. But like, yeah, if you touch me, I might implode when time comes back because like you just you don't touch me way too quick.
Well, shit. Okay. I think I'm picking that. That seems like you can maybe do more with that. I'd love to titty twist you, just anyways.
Oh, it seems like you're gonna rip my titties off.
I hope that doesn't happen.
Don't do that. What else we got here? Let me see here.
How about
Seems like
would you would
yeah.
you would you rather get $2 million,
Mhm.
but everyone is able to read your mind, like anything you're thinking,
No,
or eat a cheeseburger?
no. I'm gonna eat a cheeseburger. I think
That was a
if you have an unfiltered access to my, I don't. No,
that,
no one should have unfiltered
that
access to
was a
my
top one on Reddit, and it was like 98-2. It was like, I'll have a
cheeseburger.
cheeseburger. I'll
Yeah,
take the burger.
I'll take that burger. That sounds pretty good to
A
me.
lot of burger
Uh,
talk.
I I think I maybe have done this one, but wake up in your underwear at work or wake up naked in the woods 20 home.
Easy.
20 miles from home, that's a lot of distance to cover naked. If it, I mean,
Yeah,
temperature.
I'm running a mile. I'm running a marathon. Huh? No, I'm just kidding. I'm waking up at work with at least something on. Are you
I
kidding
think
me?
we maybe did this one last week, but also just quick thing, like I work from home. Does it count for me? Just like because I just do
No,
that.
no, no. You can't do that. That's not
And
fair.
it's going to be extra weird because like I don't even know who works at that company anymore because I haven't been to the office in
Hey,
like a year and a half. So there's going to be like, who the hell is
who the
this guy
fuck's
in his
that guy?
underwear? Like I don't have a desk space, so I'm just in someone's spot. So I'm like a pretty big problem for somebody else.
But I think you're high up, or like high up enough where you'd be like at least like where there's a lot of cubicles around. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Then
people
I
are gonna
try
see
to.
you.
Do you try to sneak out, or do you just walk out like, I don't know what happened. I'm gonna go to the hospital. I think that's how I play it.
I'm
I
gonna
just
go
like
to the
wake up. I'm like,
hospital.
I'm going to the hospital. I have no idea how I
I'm
got here.
checking myself in.
Something, yeah, something's pretty wrong. The last thing I remember, I was podcasting with Mark, and I woke up here in this chair.
That's
So
so.
things are pretty bad. I think that's how you get out of that one. Now, Mark, I have a fun news story for you.
Okay.
I have two things, but first off, this is fun and kind of. I don't know why you would do this because I have you ever taken a book from a library before and not returned it, Mark?
I think I still have one.
Well, good news for you.
Catcher in
It's
the Rye.
never too late to return it because an employee at an Indiana library opened a package that was postmarked from New Mexico, and it was a book that was 52 years overdue being sent back. It was Little Men. It was the sequel to Little Women, and it was checked out by an 11-year-old girl 52 years ago. She was cleaning out, noticed the book, and decided to send it back.
We love honest
And
people.
that
Love the honesty.
you got to keep the book at that point. I'm not saying this pridefully, but I am fairly confident in our my family's home. There were a few books from middle school library, elementary, public, like maybe a couple, like not purposefully stolen, but like just never got back. And like after like a year of being like, oh yeah, that book, it's yours because you don't want to say like, oh hey, I've had this forever and I never gave it back.
I mean, once the late fees just kind of accrue to like $30, you're like, well,
I'm never coming
I'm
back.
gonna eat that and just buy the book. I bought Catcher in the Rye again.
Well, here's the thing. Now, okay, your version of Catcher in the Rye, is this a school library or is this a public library?
This is
The
public
government
library.
will come after you. Okay, well, then maybe we should keep the deal now that I
How'd
think about it.
how'd he get that
I was
one?
about, yeah, but never mind. I was about to say, maybe at this point, is it do you get fined? I think if it's the government, they're gonna find you. If it's the school, they need the book. They'll just take the book.
Like,
Now, Mark, I got one more exciting thing for you today.
I'll be honest. I thought you were doing an ad read about how I could at least return my late books that I have.
Oh yeah, this actually just was a message for you. Like, hey, buddy, maybe you should
Return
return
those
some of your
books,
books.
bud.
Now, Mark, we grew up in the same hometown, so asking this question to you, I think I just know, but there weren't any like hometown monsters really for us growing up, right? We didn't have any urban legends as far as like creep.
No, I'd like to think that at least Bigfoot traveled through Iowa at some point.
We had woods. I think he's known to be kind of around wooded.
Woodland.
I think we can get some of that. I do know we had some urban legends of like running around an old like 100-plus-year-old stagecoach at midnight you disappear and some like really old 100, 200-year-old like graveyards and stuff that were kind of creepy, but we didn't have cryptids. But I found this list from the Chicago Tribune. It's an old article, but it's just local, just like cryptids and creatures from Illinois. So
You're
I thought
saying
I'd
this.
go
You're saying this word cryptid.
cryptid. Yeah, creature, make believe creatures, the chupacabra, unicorns, dragon, cryptids, just make believes.
I need
The
you to
Loch Ness
know I've
monster.
never heard
But,
the word cryptid in my life.
oh, well, for the uninformed, a cryptid is just any, unprovable magical creature like Loch Ness
Cryptid. I
monster
love it though.
or Bigfoot.
I'll use it
First
tomorrow.
one, the Enfield Horror. Its habitat is southeastern Illinois. This is in the 1940s. It's a leaping simian, so it's some sort
I
of
mean,
ape thing. It has 3 legs, 3 eyes that are as bright as flashlights. There was just a little boy and a little girl who saw this several times in the 1940s. So this one is a little less verifiable. It doesn't seem like a lot of people have seen this.
I
Now,
love. Maybe my favorite part of that was talking about just a mythical creature, and then
yeah.
just being like its origin, Southern
Well,
Illinois.
oh, we're gonna find out
No,
who the
I just love that it was a Midwestern state. Like,
the Lake Michigan sea serpent habitat, about a half mile offshore, roughly Wilmette to Hyde Park, is where this has been seen.
okay,
According to the 1893 Tribune, officers at Fort Sheridan in the North Shore saw this thing. Then there's some quotes from some old sailors on Lake Michigan being like, ah, yes, it's a beast and stuff. So it seems like there's a Loch Ness monster or a sea serpent in Lake Michigan.
I don't hate that one. I'll believe there's something crazy in the depths of Lake Michigan there.
I'll believe that too. Next, we have just giant birds. I believe some people also refer to these as thunderbirds. Uh,
Pigeons.
central, central and southern Illinois. In the summer of 1977, a 10-year-old boy outside of Lincoln was attacked by a giant bird. And then also there is another story of a man being picked up, flown 30 feet, and dropped by a giant bird. So apparently there are man-sized birds that fly around here. Also, side note, you know Mothman from the Mothman
I
prophecies, like
do.
just the giant. There have been sightings of him in the past, like 3, 5 years in Chicago. He's been sighted at Sears Tower, Willis Tower, and also at the airport quite a bit at O'Hare. There's been quite a few flying humanoid sightings recently,
And
so
frequently
also
at
look
the
out for that.
airport.
So that's just weird. We have also the abominable swamp slobs. These are in the Carbondale
I
area.
actually like to call
Uh,
those gutter punks. See those in Wicker
Well,
Park a
not to
lot.
be confused with the Stump Pond Monster or Turtle Bottoms Monster. This is its own thing.
Sick band names. Great band
This is
names.
also not. This is also possibly linked to the Mothman because there's a descending and ascending beam of light that is accompanied with this monster. But it is also not to be confused with skunk apes, which are a form of Sasquatch in Florida that hang out in the swamps. That's a big ape that smells
Skunk
like a
apes.
skunk.
What are we
So this is our own
doing?
form of some sort of troll that smells bad. So that's cool. Now next, this just is just cougar panthers, just giant black panthers. This is in the Decatur area.
And then just
Uh,
actual big cats, big
it's
felines.
just, I guess, since like the last couple, like 100 plus years, there's just been sightings of large black panthers, but larger than normal panthers, I guess, slinking around in fields and stuff. So, but I mean, big cats do exist, and cougars and like those might just be big cat sightings. I'm sure. I mean, they're probably endangered and rare and hard to come by, but that's just an animal.
They're behind these bars and cages. Lincoln Park Zoo.
Dude, yeah. Next, we have the Coal Hollow Road Monster. This is in the Peoria area, and this is not to be confused with the Farmer City
You
Monster.
gotta be kidding.
Uh, let's see. Locals saw this guy next to a bridge or something, and oh, this is fun. They had a manhunt for this guy about a month after the sighting for the Coal Hollow Road
Mm-hmm.
Monster, but the search for it was called off after a searcher shot himself in the foot, and they decided it was too dangerous in the mob mentality. Next up, yep, go on. Sorry,
No,
yes.
I mean you just are throwing so much at me. This is hard to comprehend. This is hard to take. This is
Yeah, you're right. I should slow down. So a lot of these are just troll-like creatures so far, from what I'm gathering, other than the serpent and the big bird. But now we have the Wolfman of Chestnut Mountain.
okay.
This is in the Galena area, about 17 miles from Dubuque, Iowa. This is not to be confused with the Dogman of Henry, of Mick Henry,
You
rather.
always
Sorry.
get those two confused, don't you?
So apparently McHenry has its own thing going on. But and this is also not any of the dog people from Michigan, apparently. But this is not a traditional werewolf. People think it's some sort of other wolf that is wolfman that has been seen roaming the Galena area. So terrifying. And that's all I have for cryptids. But isn't that fun? Who knew there were so many
Now
beasts?
I could see some beasts going around the Galena area. Some bluffs right off the
Right? Doesn't
Mississippi.
that seem like a haunted, mystical area? Very
Yes,
hilly,
very
very
hilly.
old. Yeah, that doesn't definitely seems like where a Hocus Pocus kind of movie should be taking place.
I think beasts need like a body of water, so you got the Mississippi right there.
That's true. There's also like a stream going through Galena, kind of along the roadside. And there is a river going through there. I kind of forget which one. Is it the Illinois River? I don't know. It's definitely a bigger river.
Yeah, it's got to be like an outlet of
Yeah,
the Mississippi, no?
yeah, I should know that. If anyone knows, write it in the comments. I'll check that later. Maybe, maybe not. That's all I had for my prepared notes for you tonight, Mark. You got anything else to add in?
Looks like I wrote here, still no scooters in Chicago. That's pretty annoying.
Ooh, that is a big bummer. Chris works at Best Buy, and he has been talking about getting. Did you hear what Chris was talking about buying? I mean, technically this is his news, and I shouldn't share it, but there's like little just jets you hold on to in bodies of water, and they propel
Yes, I've
you
seen
forward.
those.
Yeah, he's gonna buy one of those, I think. Yeah,
I
right.
love the enthusiasm. Love it.
I asked him like, how often are you like in a body of water that can handle this? He's like, I don't know, like once a year. So it's gonna be cool for us that one time we go with him to a lake.
It's
So
gonna take
cool.
12 years to make that worth it, but that's fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
for sure. Yeah, maybe eventually we should just buy scooters. But if we're gonna do that, shouldn't we just buy like Vespas or like scooters or something that's a little more visible, a little faster,
You've seen guys on those like Jimmy Neutron looking things. It's like a
one
one
big
wheel. Yeah,
wheel? Yeah, but
yeah.
that's another thing that I'm just gonna fall. It's like a longboard. Like, yeah, it is fun, but I'm gonna fall. Like it would be, and same with the scooter.
How
I
do
think
we
we should.
feel about those guys? We're cool with those guys.
Yeah, I do
We're
like
fine
it.
with them.
I don't like it for me just because I see myself
Okay.
falling and
Yeah.
getting
No, just
hurt.
wanted to
But
be sure. Didn't know to honk or
how
let
do
him
you get on it?
pass.
It seems hard to start. It's like
Yeah.
those
Where do you
big.
start?
It's like those bicycles with the one big wheel. How do you get up
It's like a
there?
ripstick. Maybe you kind of have to like wobble.
Just get it. Just jerk yourself on, kind
Yep.
of. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Interesting. Okay, I like that. I like that. Yeah, we should maybe either just look into getting electric bikes or I think upgrade to Vespas. I think we just get a name brand we know, a nice scooter, scoot around.
Scoot, scoot, baby.
Well, I think that wraps it up for this week. But everyone out there, be on the lookout for the High Wire Scooter Gang coming to a city near you, or probably just Chicago to start. And we'll check you next week on Thursday, same time, well, roughly same time, definitely same place.
See you guys.
Later.